What's up, fans of The Secret? My name is Chris, and this is going to be a reintroduction slash recap video about some of the things in Byron Price's The Secret. Now, I know you guys all love The Secret if you guys are watching this video. I actually solved The Secret about a year or two ago, and I know you guys won't believe this, but I'm going to tell you how. So, I watched Expedition Unknown and I took the information that Josh Gates used in his digs in Milwaukee, Charleston, and San Francisco, and then I plotted those points on a map. I noticed that there appeared to be a number when you solve them in the correct order, and then I reverse engineered the Cleveland, Chicago, and Boston puzzles. And sure enough, I did find a number in there as well. So there is actually a number in the picture as well as on the map, which, if you put them together, shows you how to get to the place that the cask is buried. Now, I'm not saying that I know exactly where all the casks are buried. I have a general idea, but I haven't gone to these places and dug them up. I'm not rich and I can't afford to travel like that. And it's also illegal to go digging in a lot of these places nowadays, so it's almost impossible to go dig. I want to point out this specifically because this has a lot to do with what we, all of us have been doing. On page 8 of The Secret, it says pretty clearly that if you are unable to retrieve the cask but believe you have determined its site, you may acquire its treasure by successfully completing the form in the back of the book with a precise description and explanation of your discovery, and you'll be awarded the gem. And it also says on page 219 of the book, same thing. If you are correct and have successfully responded to the options below, we will retrieve the treasure cask. You will receive the treasure jewels as described in the next paragraph, but the cask shall remain the property of the fair people. So, in two separate sections in the book, it says that if you know how to do it, you'll get the treasure. And further in the book, you could see that this was actually updated by the current publisher, John Colby. It says Byron Price was killed in an auto accident in 2005, but he never says that if you know how to do it and if you could show how to do it, you won't get the cask. He did make an amendment to this book, but he is not honoring that statement right there. And the copy of the book that I have is from November 2018. So this book is, what, 8 years old? If he really wanted to say that you have to dig up the cask in order to get the treasure, he could have amended the book, but he never does that. And he just kind of blows off this entire thing about if you know how to do it, you can get it. Also, I think it's pretty important to note that several cities won't even let you dig for these treasures anymore. I know Houston has a no-dig policy. New York won't let you dig. New Orleans, they won't let you dig. If you want to dig in St. Augustine, you need to get permission from the owner of the Ponce de Leon Fountain of Youth Park. Charleston, they just recently dug up the area where in White Point Gardens the treasure may be. If they dug up the entire area, that means they probably destroyed the cask if it was there. In Boston, when I talked to Josh Gates told me straight up the city of Boston would not allow you to dig in any park in Boston. And if it weren't for the fact that they had already dug up the baseball field, they would not have allowed anyone to dig there at any time. The fact that they were already digging it up, they allowed people to look through the rubble before they got rid of it. And Josh Gates also told me that in Milwaukee, there's a lot of problems going on with people digging there after the show aired. So digging is not exactly something that you can do. If you want to dig in San Francisco, I'm telling you right now, it's going to take you between a year and a half to 2 years to actually get a dig date, from the time you have to register to the time you do a drawing to get a time to the time you actually get the date set. It could take you anywhere between a year and a half to 2 years. So good luck with that. If you guys are still interested in digging, I would probably say that the easiest place to go dig is in North Carolina in Roanoke. But Roanoke is so remote that it's going to be very tough for anybody to get to. If you want to dig anywhere else, you're going to face an obstacle of issues. So after I found the hidden numbers in the 12 puzzles, I actually found that there were 10 additional secret puzzles in the back of the book in the fair person section. And if you know how to do them, they actually set up different puzzles for you. 3 of them are in Los Angeles, 3 of them are in New York, and those are puzzles 13 through 16 and 21. 21 is broken up into 2 sections. There are 4 more puzzles, 17 through 20, which I've opted not to talk about at all. If you want to try and solve them yourself, please feel free. You can use the information that I've shared previously in the videos that I posted. The videos that I posted last year in 2025 are the solutions that I came up with for the puzzles 1 through 12, and then the secret puzzles 13 through 16 and 21. You can find these on the YouTube channel. Also, with all the connections to Freemasonry that I talked about in the last video in 2025, that basically went through and pointed out all the people related to Freemasonry or the buildings built by Freemasons. I also showed on the map that you can make a Freemason symbol with the locations of the 12 puzzles. And you can see on the left side, this is what a Freemason symbol looks like. It has a square and a compass. Well, it's not perfect on the right side, obviously using the cities, but you can actually make a Freemason compass and square, even though the square is not quite square, but that's what I believe it is. What I'm going to be talking about now doesn't have anything to do with digging locations. What I'm going to be sharing with you is the actual secrets of the secret. I'm going to be talking about John Jude Palenkar's pictures. In the Expedition Unknown episode, he actually talked about how he hid things in his pictures. So I'll be talking about those 12 pictures. And it's true, he actually hid a lot of esoteric things in those pictures. He hid an astrological zodiac in those pictures. And he also based all of his pictures on famous paintings by some famous painters that we'll be talking about also. And there is a lot of information coded into the books. So we'll be using puzzles 13 through 16 and 21 to talk about some of that information. There are hidden dates coded in and also some religious references. I'll be talking about the story in the beginning of The Secret and referencing real people to some of the characters. I'll be talking about connections to some older organizations. There are a lot of references to certain places and organizations, which I hope you'll find interesting. Then I will wrap it up and share a couple more fun, interesting facts about The Secret with you. Now, I'm sure a lot of you guys are asking, why am I going to share this information with you? And the answer is pretty simple. I have tried for the last few years to get in contact with the publisher John Colby, and I've sent him information about the quote unquote secrets of the secrets. I've told him about the 10 secret puzzles, and I've told him a lot of information that for most people would be pretty interesting, if not amazing, and he has never even commented about those things. He's replied to 4 of my emails out of maybe 12, and all he says is, "We don't know where the casts are buried, but if you can find the cast, we'll give you a gem." He makes absolutely no reference to the secrets of the secrets, which I've continuously tried to tell him about. So I don't know what's going on with him. Also, I've tried to get in contact with John Palencar, and I've sent him a few emails just kind of letting him know the same things that I found in his pictures, and he hasn't gotten back to me either. But it's kind of funny. I guess his secretary or somebody who thinks that he's his secretary actually took one of my emails that I sent recently and posted some of it online. And I don't know why somebody would think that it's okay to post a private email online that has nothing to do with them and then just lie about all the facts because he didn't understand the email. But I'm surprised that John Palencar would allow for that to happen. If this guy did it, John Palencar must be okay with it. So I don't feel bad about sharing any of this information at all. If you guys have any questions about the pictures, I would suggest you ask John Palencar himself because he's the one that drew them. There were a couple things that John Palencar did that I really didn't agree with, seeing as though he gave an interview in Expedition Unknown, and he said that he had to sign non-disclosure agreements so that he wouldn't talk about the secret and he wouldn't show anybody how it's done. But if you look on the picture on the left, that is his son Kit Palencar's tribute puzzle in San Antonio. And the method that I used to solve the secret puzzles was basically finding the number in the map and also on the picture. And you could see that his son uses the same exact method. There's a number in the map and there's also a number in the picture. So did he show him how to do that?
Maybe he figured it out on his own, but obviously, if he is his son, maybe he showed him how to do it. So I can't agree with him when he says that he didn't tell anybody how to do it. And also, the picture on the right, apparently, that is a picture that came out recently. But he also said in the Expedition Unknown episode that he burned all of the material once he finished the drawings that he made. So if he's coming out with another drawing, whether this is an old one or a new one, a little bit disrespectful in the sense that I've tried to talk to him about it and he won't talk to me, but he's still putting out stuff or using old stuff that shouldn't exist anymore.
So I'm going to be sharing a lot of information with you. It took a lot of time to compile this information. It took over a year and even longer to find. These 12 videos are going to be about the secrets of the secret. So there are lots of secrets in there, a lot of things were hidden, and I did my best to try and put them in an order that was easy to follow. I didn't share everything that I could have with you because there's just a lot, but I tried to share the most important things with you. So I hope you guys enjoy and I hope you guys find it interesting. Let's get started.